Okay, we're ready to look inside of the DAW. The first thing that I want to address is which DAW. It shouldn't matter which DAW you have as long as it's a professional DAW and the professional version of that DAW. If you have that, then you should have the basic signal processing and audio editing tools that should be in any professional grade DAW. They may be named different. They may be used a little bit differently as far as how they look and their functionality, but the basic process and editing functions that they do should be the same. So that shouldn't matter in any DAW. There are lots of other tools that may be in the DAW, but the basic tools, to name a few, just cutting the audio, time stretching, quantization, things like that. You should be able to do the basic functions in any DAW. And those are what we're going to address. There may be other applications or other things that your DAW can do that aren't just basic signal processing and audio editing applications or functions. Those are something else that we may address, but I'm not going into every DAW that's ever been made to try to address that. So, and I don't see no point in doing that anyway. The layout may be different. I work in PreSonus Studio 1.3. I love the layout. I love the way things are configured. The audio editing suite, the mixing suite. I love the way the studio is laid out. I just do. But I also own Pro Tools. I own about 8 other DAWs that I have to do other things. And I don't want to get into all the reasons why I have all those other DAWs right now. If you want to understand that a little better, go back and watch the video on this channel about which DAW is best for you. And you may find you buy 2 or 3 DAWs that you like certain things that they do. But you're more than likely going to pick one DAW that's a professional grade DAW and the professional grade version to work with. Those other things are going to very much be, directly related to your workflow and what you need. What you need to get done what you want, the workflow, the layout, the way it looks. There may be other tools in it, like in this DAW, they have this scratch pad. To somebody buying a DAW, they might see that scratch pad and think about it and think that's gold, bro. And it is. And to somebody, that is going to be the deciding factor for them about what DAW. That's not a basic signal processing application, but it's something that, enhances the workflow and the abilities of the DAW that may be very specific to your needs. Some of those we'll address, some of those we won't. So that's what we're going to be addressing. And if you have the professional grade DAW and the professional grade version, we want to look at basic signal processing and audio editing functions in the DAW. One of the first things that I want to address as we get started is that in something like MATLAB, a lot of the functions that we will be doing that are very complex, and the DAW tries to make those very complex functions very simple. To the touch of a button, to the move of a pointer and a touch of a button to get something done. But it's a very complex function and something that is, not very simplistic in nature, that's been made very simple by the DAW for workflow and getting something done. And it's sometimes not scientific, if that makes sense. And I will point some of that out as we go along. And we will talk at length about what is happening to the audio, what it's going to do, its functionality, what can be side effects of it, and what the end purpose of each one of those tools and why they were designed the way they were. So I hope that you've got yourself a professional grade DAW, the professional grade version. If you do not, that there's a good chance that your DAW has some of the functionalities that we'll be talking about, but at least you're going to have a good understanding of what you're missing if you don't. And it's not that bad to get yourself a professional grade DAW. So let's get started and start looking at the tools in the DAW for signal processing and audio editing. Peace, hope, love. I'll see you in the next video.